Hello everybody, welcome back to Sister. I have to apologize because hundreds of you, which I'm so glad to hear, have been requesting Sister. Like I said, one thing has led to another. I am so busy, I'm auditioning, and I'm getting little bit parts here in London, so I'm extremely busy. But please don't ever think for 1 second that I've forgotten any of you. Not at all. And more than anything, I haven't forgotten Sister. Thank you so very much for keeping Sister alive. Because really and truly, this is from me to you. All size fits all. It's not about makeup, it's not about fashion, it's not about anything. It's just about me and you, our experiences and things that I have seen along the way and I want to share. So first up, let me recite a little quote for you that I had on my Instagram, and that is going to be the topic for today's conversation, which is communication. Why have we stopped communicating with each other? If you're posting stuff to make someone mad, please make sure that they care first. We live in a day and age of social media. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Twitter, we have Periscope, we have Snapchat, Tumblr, and the list goes on and on and on. And so we don't communicate with each other. Instead, we put little digs on social media, hoping or assuming that whoever you are mad or upset with can read it. First and foremost, the person is not a mind reader. Are you a mind reader? The person that is posting all of this on social media, are you a mind reader? No. We are not perfect in the slightest. We are not perfect. We assume certain things that are not true for the beginning. That are not true. Let's start with that. You add 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, 7, 8 in your mind and you say, this is exactly what it is. I am so offended with her. I am so mad at her. I am going to put it up on social media so she knows. So here you are casing out your social media, you're casing out your Instagram, her Instagram. You want to see whether she's reacted to it on somebody else's page. All for what? Because you are mad inside. So for the past 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, you're burning inside. You're watching her. Whereas, or him for that matter, he has no idea. Or, like the post said, the person doesn't care. So you're suffering. I'm sure you've heard of the quote before where you're mad at somebody, but you're the one that's drinking the poison. You're the one that is consumed. Upstairs in your mind, the most private, the most sacred of your entire being is occupied with this other person that does not care. And I'm going to add to this, might not even know. All because we are not communicating. What is so wrong in picking up the phone and saying, oh, can we have lunch or can we have a drink? I want to talk to you about something. What is so bad in finding your friend in the hallway, so to speak, or frenemy, since you hate her that much now, and say, can I talk to you for a little bit? I have something on my mind. I want to clear up. I'm not so sure. Because 90% of the time, if you've not confronted the person, they do not know or they do not care. If they do not care, let it go. If they don't care, let it go. Why would you go onto social media to drag it on? For who, for what, and most importantly, you never look good. You never look good. You will have some friends who will say, oh, who are you talking about? Now it's leading to gossip. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's leading to gossip. It's leading to vicious gossip because it's not positive, it's negative. So then they run around and then somebody trickles over to go and tell the other person. Let us say, for example, comes to tell me, I'm offended. Because why couldn't you come to me first and say, Fumi, you know what? You did A, B, and C. And when you do this, people that know you automatically know that's a trait about you that they have to stay away from. And that doesn't speak well of you because it shows the kind of person that you are. So it works against you every which way. If you're upset with somebody, address the individual and leave it at that. The more people that get involved, the more different stories, versions you're going to hear. And there will come a point where you say, why did I even tell this person? Why did I even bring it up to this person? Because now it's become a mess. And sometimes, more often than not, it backfires. because it comes back to you because you acted wrongly in the first place by not communicating with the individual that you were upset with originally. Why didn't we just come up and confront the person? I'm going to take that back. Let me not say confront, because confront sometimes can come off as being aggressive. Why don't we approach the individual? Why do we call each other friends and we're not friends, and you are backstabbing each other behind the back? You are just as guilty from the moment that you post that onto social media. I want to cut out the fact that perhaps you had a quarrel. If you had a quarrel, then of course the two parties know that you're not pleased with each other and you haven't agreed on certain things. You are at that point where let's agree to disagree. Yes? All right. Whoever steps out of that circuit, of that conversation, to now put it onto social media is wrong. You're still upset. Then say, you know what, I'm still upset. The person doesn't want to listen to you. Then I advise you to leave the entire relationship completely. For whatever reason, and this is life, people come into our lives. For whatever reason, for a purpose, for a time. Very few last 20 years, 30 years, very few, 10 years, depending on how young, old that you are. Very few. When you come into a disagreement, and more often than not, it's something perhaps you have said, you know what, I want to address this because it's happened once, it's happened twice, it's happened 3 times. You're justified at this point. And the person doesn't see anything that they're doing wrong. Leave the relationship. The actions in itself shows you that you no longer have to invest in this relationship. Now that shortens your anxiety, that shortens your stress, because you can move on. You can go out, you can go have a drink, you can go party. You don't have to think about A, B, or C. Do you understand what I'm saying? Communication will lighten the load. The more you keep everything within, for whatever reason, it is you that is suffering. I have been accused of all kinds of things throughout the years or whatever, you know. And majority of the time when push came to shove, it wasn't true or it was misunderstood. And so because of that, I have learned within me that if something bothers me about another individual, I will bring it up. I will bring it up if I still value that individual's relationship. If I feel that there was some kind of misunderstanding, I want to believe this, and it hasn't happened before, I will bring it up. I will bring it up because I want to clear the air, but I bring it up for myself because I don't want anything after that to come back to my assumption or presumption of a certain incident. This is another thing. When somebody offends you, for whatever reason, bring it up. Bring it up and clear the air. Cultures are very different. Personal experiences makes us behave in certain ways, and sometimes the other person, new friend or whatever, might not know. We are constantly discovering each other. No one person, no two people are alike, not even twins. When it comes to the way that they think or what they like or what they do, no two people are alike. Even within your family, how many times has your mother, your brother, your father has said, I misunderstood you, what did you mean? Do you see what I'm saying? And this is family where you've lived together and they know you better than anybody else because, of course, you've had that period of time. And still, you misunderstand each other. So why don't we give that credit to friends? Why do we not give that credit to colleagues? Why don't we give that credit to people that come in and out of our lives? We are not mind readers, and everybody might see a flip side of what we assume is okay as offensive. And because of that, you need to communicate with that person and clear the air. So let's move on. Let's move on to those that don't even know that you're mad. They don't know that you're upset with them. They're still talking to you. They're still calling you. They don't even have any clue that you're upset with them. They really don't. You are under the impression that you have discovered this deep, dark secret about them, or they did A, B, and C. First and foremost, if they didn't offend you, how is it your business? That's one. If they did offend you, bring it up. Bring it up. I bet you that there's an explanation and that more often than not, you have it wrong. If somebody tells you something about another person, or you see something and you add 1, 2, 5, 6 together and you say, aha, this is it. Oh, Fumi, you did this. and then you keep that in, and then you start to behave in an off-color fashion. Fumi doesn't know. She's just going about doing her own thing, running around, whatever. You never bring it up. Instead, you go around to other people to say, oh, look at what Fumi did. Oh, look at what da-da-da, whatever. Nobody has brought it up to Fumi to say, Fumi, explain. And when she does, there's shame, because everything that you assumed is not true. Yes, girls, I know many of you have done it. I see it every day on Instagram. I have sisters that call me and send me email and say, I'm being accused of this, I'm being told this, whatever. It's all gossip, it's all vicious. And that is because we are not communicating. It's come to a point where we have become very cowardly. We become very, very, very cowardly. And it's a situation where, oh, she did this, but you know what? I don't want to bring it up because I don't want to have any conflict. I don't want to quarrel with anybody. But you're suffering. Does not make sense for you to keep quiet and throw it out onto social media. You will see a difference. You will see a difference in your life, quality of life, when you begin to really stand up for who you are, what you believe in, and what bothers you, whether it's a family member, whether it's a friend, whether it's a co-worker. I don't say go in aggressively. I don't say go in using swear words and cursing or whatever. No. You have to be calm. You have to be calm, and you have to take into account that you most probably might have it wrong, or you most probably assuming something that is not true. It's the one thing I love about the relationship I have with Ula. There is no one time, there has been no one time in the entire 7.5 years that we've been together that we've had a misunderstanding that has gone from 0 to 100. It has never happened. Never. Absolutely not. If somebody is upset, whichever one, oh, for me, I'm upset. Ula, I'm upset. Oh, this bothered me. Oh, what happened? What did I do? What did I say? I'm so sorry. What I meant was da-da-da-da-da-da. And that is between a husband and a wife. You see what I'm saying? How much more when you have colleagues where you don't live together, you're not in the same household altogether, whatever, friends that you see come and go, whatever. That is the difference. That you stand up to have the communication. Why? Because my husband loves me, so he knows, you know what? I don't understand what Fumi meant. So let me ask her, just to be clear, I didn't mean it that way. If I hurt you, I'm so sorry, A, B, and C. This is what I'm trying to tell you. The lack of communication is what is causing all of this rift, is what is causing all of this distance and the quarrels and the gossip, because in hindsight, we're not talking to each other and we're not expressing ourselves and we're not letting anybody, whoever that person is, whether it's a girlfriend, whether it's a colleague, whether it's a co-worker, whether it's a friend, how we truly feel, because we would rather take the high road under the assumption that if we do that, everything will be okay. But it's never okay. And then you blow your top when the person repeatedly does it. You're now under the impression that they're doing it to piss you off. Whereas what they don't know is that you have been upset from incident one, which of course you have not made any effort to express. Communicate with each other. Communicate with each other and don't assume the worst, and don't assume that what you know is accurate. It never is. If you have an inclination that the person is talking about you, bring it up. You know what? Ula, do we have a problem? I've called you, you're not picking up your phone. You're telling me I'd like to talk to you or whatever. I hope everything's okay. I just saw you make some kind of off-color comments. I'm not sure. Are we cool? If the person says no, let it go and let that relationship go. If in the event that you find out it was about you, you don't need friends like that. You don't need company like that. You don't need energy like that. Like I said, people are going to come and go in your life. They're going to show you who and what they are. And those are incidents like this. Because you should not have friends that gossip about anybody, about you, and you should not do either. There's no point. You should communicate. I address the situation and it should be done. Once it's done and two of you accept, you know what, okay, fine, I'm sorry, I didn't understand, leave it at that. Don't go to friend C and say, oh, well, you know, I wasn't sure, so I had to go and talk to her, and I found out, yes, this or whatever, but anyway, we're cool. What is the point? You are just continuously fanning the flames. And it sincerely, it means that perhaps you're not really over it. Because if you're over it and you value the relationship, you won't talk about it again. Food for thought, my love, sister to sister. Stay well, and I will see you soon. God bless. Bye.